3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Nerd Podcast, made from the Black Nerd community. I am your host, Derek, the podcast guy, always joined by Ian Berserk Music, audio engineer / super producer, the father dad himself.
That's what gets me. The father dad himself part. That's the one that makes me like, because that's a relatively new one. So I think
It's not relatively new. I've been saying it for at least over 2 months now, at least.
Yeah, he's been saying the fire damn himself a lot.
Actually, I've been saying it probably for maybe not exactly a year, but
I feel like maybe
You've been saying the father dad, but you've been saying the father dad himself more recently.
Maybe that's when the timing started to,
I started adding in himself.
started to
When I don't even know when I added that. If I did it, I thought I've been saying that the whole time. My bad, bro. After your timing off, it's on me. I mean,
it's me, man. You know what I'm saying?
But you double dutch your way into it today, bro.
Double done.
Got right into
What's
it.
going on, y'all?
Yeah. Also, always joined by Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo, our resident pro streamer, the console consultant, and the new Snot King.
Trying to get that shit off of you so hard. This nigga.
Well, I can't agree with the first two. The last one I don't know, but that was good, y'all. I don't know.
Just things I heard, rumblings around. I don't know, man. Ian is kind of like
has anything to say about it.
Rumblings, you say rumblings.
Ian is kind of like an expert on these subjects, and it's just what he was saying a little bit to me. It's what I was really basing it off. I listen to the experts in the field, and who's a bigger expert on sneezes than Ian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've analyzed them.
I mean,
it's loud, quiet.
Dr. Sneeze.
Snotty.
Dr. Sneeze.
He didn't see them all. He didn't see them all. So, if he say that you kind of
well versed in the sneezeology,
what
Sneeze 101, all freshmen must take that course.
Sneezeonomics.
All right, y'all are killing me. All right, man.
Sneeze theology.
Y'all niggas are so
Go ahead.
All right. Anyways, man, let's kick the pod off. I think Gerard, you got some game updates for us.
I
Some
do.
popular titles.
I do. So Sony woke up this week, finally, or this past week. Everyone listening and getting to this. They finally gave us the God of War Ragnarok release date.
Yes, sir.
And it is, in fact, November 9th.
Only off by a year and a half.
Oh, y'all.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Missed it by this.
Just
my hair. Oh man, well, hey,
yo.
I was always team. It's not coming out the year they announced it anyway.
Barring any delays,
Facts.
it'll come out November 9th.
But I did believe it was still coming out this year, throughout this year.
Well, yes.
Some people were folding online.
Panicking.
They're like, they're not telling us the release date. That must mean it's delayed. Oh, it means they working.
Just calm
Yeah,
down.
they're working. Just
Relax.
let them
And-
work, man.
It looks like it's gonna be fine. You guys will be all right. We getting it. Relax. Get your replays in and calm down.
Yup. God of War is hella cheap now. If you still got PS4,
It's also
PS5.
like free if you just
Yeah, it's like-
subscribe to anything
Yeah.
PlayStation. Like literally anything.
Yeah.
Literally, I think. Like
They gave it. I can't remember if it was this month or last month. It's like one of the games for the month, the PlayStation Plus Essentials or
it's
whatever.
been in the essentials. It's been in the your PlayStation starter pack. Like if you get PlayStation Plus free for like a month with your purchase, you can get God of War. Like where you get God of War free everywhere you go.
If your shoulder grazes your PlayStation,
You got God of War. Yeah. You own God of War now. If you touch the PlayStation, you own God of War. Even if you don't own a PlayStation, if you touched one, you own God of War, more or less. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, man. Only missed it by that much, I think. So, what can I say?
By that much.
Yes.
I'm happy though. I'm excited.
Speaking of by that much, we were this close to getting Forspoken on October 26th. I had to double check the original date, but within an hour or so of the God of War Ragnarok announcement, we got a tweet from the Forspoken Twitter account that reads, as a result of ongoing discussions with key partners, we have made the strategic decision to move the launch date of Forspoken to January 24th, 2023. All game elements are now complete and development is in its final polishing phase. Yeah, so Forspoken got delayed because that was 2 weeks before the confirmed God of War day, which meant nobody would have bought Forspoken. Or okay, not nobody, but many people would not.
2 weeks is solid, bro. That's everybody getting a paycheck in there. Whether you get weekly check well, unless you get paid monthly, that's different. But most people are getting paid weekly or bi-weekly. So 2 weeks. That's enough time for people to pick up Forspoken off the strength.
$70 twice.
And no, but also most people aren't going to pay $70 twice within 2 weeks, right? Like most people are going to pre-order God of War now, and then maybe when Forspoken comes out, you go, okay, hey, I'll grab this. You know what I mean? Like,
and also like there's a fair based off just the general, vibe or whatever. It's kind of lukewarm to Forspoken right now in the gaming eye and stuff.
The fanfares died.
I don't know that it's like super hype right now. Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, it's either been like, why is this game open world? Yeah, of course, we're the conductors of the hype train, or at least I am. But yeah, so yeah, that got delayed out. Which, I mean, it's fine. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so end of January next year, we can have Forspoken. So that's really all. We don't have anything for console T today. So just roll right into the next thing.
For sure, man. Time for technically.
Speaking of tweets.
Technically.
We were speaking of tweets?
Yeah,
I was. Yeah, Segway God is in the building.
Oh man, I didn't even see that, bro. That's like a no look Kobe pass, bro. I didn't even see. Damn.
Oh man. Damn. So Elon Musk. I don't know if you've all been following Elon's Twitter escapades of late.
The Muskie man.
It started back in April of this year. He purchased 9.2%. Then Twitter made him a board member. Then he said, fuck that shit. I want the whole thing.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Then they fought him on getting the whole thing. And they came to a consensus. But then Elon was like, hold on now. What about these bots? Why? How many real accounts exist on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
How big is Twitter really? Like, am I tweeting to a bunch of robots or these actual people that are responding?
The answer is all of the above.
Yes. Facts. Yes. You're correct. Yeah. You're correct.
Yeah. Twitter showed him a figure of the bot to human ratio, and he was like, this can't be real. There's got to be way more bots than this. And here we are today. He is trying to, or he's officially filed to back out of the deal.
Now you owe that bread, little homie.
Coward.
Yeah, Twitter basically said, coward, will sue. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take you to court and make sure this thing goes through because we don't want this shit either.
Facts.
We don't want this. It's a wild west.
We've been trying to get rid of this. Your dumb ass came along. We was itching to sell it to your stupid ass. And now you trying to run away? Nah, bring your little 44 billion back over here.
Yep.
Hand that over. Have fun.
So yeah, that's man. Elon.
Man, Elon D's. That's gonna be hilarious.
I think it's funny because as people go on further, people are gonna learn that he might not be as smart as people think he is. And that's gonna be unfortunate.
A lot of these Verge articles are kind of leaning to that.
Well, when you start looking at how he got Tesla, and it's just
Yeah.
It's fine.
There's like a long. There's a little.
This
there's
isn't a
nice
hate Elon
article
podcast, you know.
of all
Yeah, I tried
all
to
of
make
the
fun of him,
But
businesses
he's
that
not
acquired
really
over his
engineer.
tenure of wealth. All the businesses from what was it? What was the first one? PayPal.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
All the way up to now with
just buying other people's products.
yeah. But yeah,
I mean,
apparently,
great business, great business idea. I guess it's just that's not.
Yeah, apparently Starlink was the one as well that he
Yeah,
acquired. I want to say what was the rocket one? The rockets, the
SpaceX.
Oh,
SpaceX. Was
yeah.
that the SpaceX one as well? I can't.
What do you mean?
What was that? Did he start SpaceX? Or did he?
No,
buy that out?
he I want to say he started it.
Let's find
Yeah,
out.
let's double check.
Let's find
I
out.
feel like you started or had a
I
hand
don't
in it.
remember. We don't remember.
We don't remember because I don't think about his businesses day in and day
This is
out.
true.
Founder of
I mean, no, it says it was founded by him in 2002.
Okay.
It doesn't say he bought it from anybody else. 2002 by Elon Musk. Yeah, he's had money for too long, man. Y'all need to start to learn that. Yeah, see, and that's the thing though, because then he starts something like SpaceX. That doesn't mean you're smart. It means you have money and you can start a program and hire smart people. And maybe he's really good at finding smart people to be around him, and that's a good idea as well.
That's
That
all
doesn't make you
rich types do.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't make you necessarily smart. And a lot of the rich people that are like rich and get left alone are the folks that are honest about it. Like, yo, I don't know how to do every single thing, but I got this person over here that does well, and I pay them well, and I make sure they're paid fairly. And I got this person over here that knows how to do this well, so I make sure that they run that. You know what I mean? Like, because nobody's doing any of this on their own, right? Nobody's a billionaire because they're just the smartest person on the planet and they know how to do everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways, it was supposed to be shitting on his other business. This is laughing at his stupidity for telling Twitter he'd give him $44 billion, clearly signing something that legally binds him to it, and now trying to back out. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. He called in a 360 deal. He'd be all right.
He called a 360 deal. Yeah.
He'd be all right. He work his way out of it. He just got to drop a couple albums.
I just find it these titles of the Verge's articles about this hilarious. Like this one where it says Elon Musk proves he's the wrong man to save the world because he wants to back out of Twitter.
I don't even know what that means.
The Elon Musk fanatics, I feel like they suffer from some sort of mental problem.
Yeah.
No, in their heads, he's like,
Well, their stands.
yeah,
I just don't understand the why they're standing for him.
Look, I get it, right? Here's what happens, right?
I don't. Please explain.
I think that especially in this like whatever you want to call nerd culture or whatever, I think people don't realize that people will attach the same way that and I don't know, because Gerard, you might, I mean, I guess, you know, Gerard, you watch football, American football,
Football Americano,
North American football, United States football.
Estados Unidos.
I want to get it real specific.
Real specific.
Football is
Really down
Estados
to where,
Unidos.
but
Gerard.
down here, this nigga, oh goddamn,
They can speak more Spanish.
I'm saying, but this nigga more Latino than me, goddamn.
Poquito.
Rolling off the tongue. Okay. Hey, nigga, me amo, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Let's just pray to my family never sees this. Man, they'll take this seriously. Anyways, what was I saying? I have no idea. Y'all threw me off with the Spanish.
You're gonna say football?
Oh, the stands, United States football. You watch football, right? So the same way people become fanatics for athletes, right?
True.
Kobe, LeBron, Jordan, all this different shit, right? Everybody's they're crazy over each other. People become like that over I guess what people will call intellectuals as well. And I don't want to say that in like some sort of pretentious way, right? I'm not saying that in some sort, but I'm just saying people who people deem as smart because they know a lot of science or math, or they're really good with geography, history, something that they're giving to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people, as much as people don't think, people who win Nobel Prizes have fans. Like, I know that's kind of, you think like, oh yeah, people might read their books and they get respect and like education. They have fans. Like, people stake out for their book signings and shit. You know what I mean? People want to go to their speakings and stuff like that. So
Neil deGrasse Tyson fan.
I had to take my emotion out of it because I quickly became a Neil deGrasse Tyson stan, to where it was almost like I was just taking anything he said as the instant truth. And that's when you get too far. And that's what's happening with Elon Musk, right? And the difference here is I actually know and can see Neil deGrasse Tyson's track record, right? So I know like where it comes from, and I can see what he's done to be able to speak the way he does about certain things, and for me to at least trust what he's saying, and then, go do my own research on top to see if I agree or whatever. And who the fuck am I to disagree with Neil deGrasse Tyson? But still,
he's not pulling things out of his ass.
Exactly. Whereas Elon, we know his riches come from funny money. It's cool. We get it. It's how the world works, but that's where it comes from. He kind of like a baby Trump. He's kind of got he got a couple of failed businesses out here. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is what it is. And then now he's out here doing this. He's probably going to run for president. Oh, so original. It is what it is, but he better not go work on your own country. They got South Africa got shit going on. So he need to go back home and worry about that. But anyways, yeah, prayers for South Africa though. That's not a slight on South Africa, but Elon Musk over here playing with us like he shouldn't have been deported, but whatever. Anyways, it's the same thing, bro. So these Elon stands, that's where it comes from, bro. They've attached him as this smart guy who's done all this stuff, and now he can't say any wrong. So they're just blindly going into it. And it's not until you kind of recognize it yourself that you go, yo, I'm going too crazy over this person. Like, because look at us, bro. Like, we talking about we black kids who was in robotics and shit. What's up? Mm-hmm. No, what's up? I want to laugh.
I was just thinking. Go ahead.
Anyway, bro, we was black kids in robotics and shit like that, and we grow up, and now you see this like Neil deGrasse Tyson as this black man who's talking about astronomy and all this, you know what I'm saying, all this physics and science, and you like, yo, like you feel like, oh shit, that's
you feel represented.
Yeah, and you feel like you almost instantly make him your hero, even though you don't know nothing about this nigga. He could be a terrible person, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have no idea what he's got going on, but you know that he knows a lot about subjects that you're interested in. So instantly you kind of put him on a pedestal, and that's dangerous, right? Because sometimes that nigga be wrong, right? Like, and I mean, to be fair to Neil deGrasse Tyson, I feel like anytime it's about like science or stuff like that, he always comes out and says, well, I was wrong. If something gets proven, because it's science, right? Like, shit gets proven wrong every other day. So, but yeah, like, I think that's where these Elon crazies come from, and now we have to deal with it because Elon has fans. Elon has people that will just follow him around, invest in him, give him more money, give him more power, and that's what's going to keep him there. So this isn't the last stunt, and if he gets forced to buy Twitter, then I'm nervous about what happens to Twitter. If he's forced to buy it, that's different. When he wanted to buy it, I was like, being forced, 44 B's out your pocket. I mean, I'm assuming it's not all coming from his pocket, right? Like, he's got some sort of like funding group or something.
Yeah, but
he's a majority owner.
He has to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he pulled it from mad other places. He'd have to make that money back for them, right? In some way.
Well, yeah, he'd have to make that money back from Twitter. Yeah, unless it literally came out of his own pocket and he cool with losing 44 billion.
No, it didn't. It definitely did.
Absolutely not.
I'm pretty. I'm like 99.9% sure it all did not. So he's got some sort of fund group that he is majority owner of that all put money in to come up with this money for him to go and make this purchase, right? So if they're forced to make that purchase now, he better figure out how to make some money off Twitter. And I don't know. I don't like how that looks for us. When he was willingly spending the money, that was different. But now if he feels like he's getting scammed and he thinks there's bots or whatever he thinks is going on, That makes me nervous for whatever's gonna happen with how they're gonna do shit. I mean, Twitter's already doing, weird shit. They added. I know Ian. They. Drew, I don't know if you got that update on Twitter. They kind of added the. It's not circles, but it's like how on Facebook you could. No. So how on Facebook you could.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you could limit like who saw your post. So like, say I want to post something, but I only wanted you and Gerard to see it on Facebook. I could limit it so just y'all saw it. So now you can do that. So basically, like a close friends for your tweets. But you know what I mean? Instead of like stories, it's for your tweets basically. But it's the same thing they do on Facebook. One of my mutuals
did that. So yeah, it's like a green little icon.
Yeah, so you've been included in some sort of special tweet or whatever. You know what I mean? It makes people feel special included. And I mean. It's just one of those features. It's like, okay, they added something. I don't know. Like, if I want to tell y'all niggas something, why I feel like, why would I tell y'all on Twitter with a closed feature when I could just text y'all or
that? It's only for folks that have like, or not have, but like most of their friends or interactions are online. I think that's really what it's for.
Okay, fair enough. But even that, like, I figure if you have an interaction online, I mean, and maybe it's just giving you another place to have those interactions. And I guess that's fair for them to offer that up. But I just feel like wherever you became friends online, PlayStation, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, wherever you met up with somebody and became friends, I feel like you've probably transitioned to communicating in some other way, right? Like you've linked, especially nowadays, like you've linked up on Discord, like, shout out to our homeboy Billy. We got he has a friend who, my homie too, all Liverpool fans. He's coming in and they met, online. He's coming to visit. They're meeting up for the first time in person.
Oh yeah.
Online. You know what I mean? Like that's I just figure
normal nowadays.
And yeah, exactly. And so I don't expect everybody necessarily go that way because he's from Europe too. Like, so I don't expect everybody necessarily go to that extent, right?
That's surprising.
Yeah, he sent me. I never told y'all that he sent me a picture. He went to one of these legend games, and obviously Ian wouldn't know. Yeah. And Gerard, you probably remember the Steven Gerrard poster I used to have when he was in college. But he went to a game, and he had, he basically got a video of Steven Gerrard that looks like he's like waving, and it looks like he's like waving and like it's blowing a kiss, blowing a kiss at the camera. It looks like he's blowing it right at his phone. But it's funny because right before the game, I was like, "Yo, tell Stevie I said hi," and like have him wave or something like that. So now he gets a video where he's just waving at the crowd, right? But it looks like he's done almost exactly what I've asked. So
another thing you related to Steve.
No, so now I know. I'm like, I feel seen. You know what I mean? I don't care that it's not real. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scenario yet. But anyways, stuff like that is dope, right? So but I just assume that even if it doesn't maybe get to that point where you're traveling across countries and stuff to meet up with people, I would just assume that you've probably moved into some other form of communication that wouldn't be on social media. You know what I mean? Because I just wouldn't trust the fact that whatever I've tweeted to this close circle will stay in this close circle. You understand? Like,
yeah,
social media should have taught you by now. Like, don't get me wrong. I guess you can't trust the message app anymore, I guess, technically. But at least the idea is if I'm talking to my group of friends on a message app, like a Discord or whatever, the idea is we're here to message in this group privately. If somebody from this group shares it or whatever, fine. But I could see Twitter just having an accident where all of your close friend messages, tweets, or close friend tweets are just now anybody can see them for 8 hours before they get it fixed. Like, and now what do? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's too risky to bother sharing anything that's too personal there. But I'm sure people will use it. I'm sure people are using it. I mean, other than just like trying it out, like that's one thing to just like see how it works or whatever. But I'm sure people are like actively using it. But I just don't. Maybe I'm just old. Are we old? Am I old?
Yeah, we're just old as far as that type of a social media thing. Like, I'm not like, oh man, this is just what I wanted for my Twitter experience. I mean, the only thing I wanted was an edit button, and that's why they haven't made it. And not the thing they have on Twitter Blue where it's like you have like a time frame.
Oh yeah.
Time frame. What?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like when you tweet, it's like it doesn't. You have a window when you can edit it, if you pay the $2-3 for Twitter Blue. I'm not doing that.
Never give Twitter any money.
I'll just let my malarkey. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Malarkey.
Just delete, bro. You can delete.
I'm gonna delete my tweet, or I'm gonna let that shit ride and reply to it with the typo.
The thing is, so you got two options, right? Let the typo fly, because chances are most of you don't have an audience big enough. It's because I look at it two ways, right? Like either your audience is so big they won't care about your typo, everybody will just laugh at it and move on, or your audience is so small that nobody will care about your typo anyway, and anybody who does see it, you can just kind of laugh it off with you. It's not that big of a deal. And if it bothers you that much, you can literally just copy the tweet before you delete it, delete the tweet, paste it in a new tweet, fix the typo, and tweet it again before anybody sees it if you noticed it that quickly. Mm-hmm. Why would you pay $2 or $3 to do that same thing slightly faster? It doesn't make any sense. Like it just, I get it, man. I get it, man. I mean, you just want to be involved.
The only reason I could see it being a thing is if you accidentally said something that you didn't mean to say. Like you a typo made it, like you were trying to type Niger, but you accidentally typed, the other one. So
but you can just delete the tweet and fix it.
Yeah, but now the reason,
and the edit button isn't special either, because the edit button has the history. It still shows your history, just like on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not invisible because you edited it. You're invisible if nobody pays attention that you edited it, but it says edited. It tells you that this tweet was edited, and you can go look at what was edited. So it doesn't save you. You're better off deleting and hoping nobody saw it and screenshotted you.
But now you're in the dilemma where you're like, okay, this tweet is like really popular right now, but it's popular for a reason that I didn't intend it to be popular for.
No, bro, it's not reaching, bro. That's what I'm saying. I want to know how often it is that somebody tweets something with a typo, does not recognize it anywhere after they tweet it. Then the tweet gets mad popular outside of them because of a typo that said something they didn't mean to say. And now they go, I don't think that happens often, bro.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's a very outlier scenario. Yeah. Most people, if you see a typo, you catch it right there. Or, okay, I didn't realize, or you just didn't know at all. You didn't catch it. Somebody told you it was spelled wrong. Okay, so fine. Okay, I know for next time I tweet that word, this is how I spell it. Cool. If the tweet has that much traction, you weren't going to delete it anyway. So an edit button to fix a word, okay.
And that's the thing,
I don't know, man.
By the time you probably realize you messed it up and the tweet gained traction, you're not even able to edit the tweet anymore. So,
and that's what I'm saying. So the edit button don't help you either.
Yeah, it don't.
You're gonna recognize it in probably around the same time frame because if your tweet starts getting traction and you're at, really quick, say you're a big page, you're at 25, 50 retweets within the first minute or two of posting it, you're gonna get notifications to make you go back to the tweet. You'll see the tweet, and I don't know. I feel like it's pretty normal to just reread what you wrote or look at it again, and then you go, "Oh shit, I wrote the wrong thing. Delete this one." If you have traction like that, it will happen again. I don't understand. You see what I'm saying? Some people will tweet some crazy shit, say it was an accident or a typo, but leave it up because this is the first time and the only time they'll get that much traction. Those people are outliers. Those aren't real people who are going to keep tweeting. You see what I'm saying? That are going to keep getting interaction. I think it's just different. So I don't know. We've stayed on this way longer than I intended to do. It's my fault, but yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of whatever. Elon, I hope you get sued and you have to pay them and they get to keep ownership.
All best case scenarios.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. Oh my God,
you lose the money for pump faking and you still lose the money. Then you got to answer to all your rich friends about why you lost their money.
They're going to shit on you while they drink their overpriced liquors.
Throw you in a cell with R. Kelly. Boy, you better start singing duets and make you shit.
Oh, man.
Throw your ass. You're gonna throw your ass right in there. They raise your kid today,
right next to Robert.
Oh man,
yes,
crazy.
Think them rich white folks won't turn on his ass. You white conditionally, buddy. Right. You ain't white like them.
No, I'm South African. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna be. Yeah, but he white right now.
I want that to be a freaking damn it, the Boondocks episode.
Hey. Facts.
Bro,
That would be
Boondocks
fire.
is out right now, bro. Oh my god.
Boondocks would be eating a
Call
lot.
back.
Eating Boondocks right
There's just so
now.
much
R.
content.
Kelly, yo, that'd be so. That
He can finally make a
If
sequel.
Boondocks was like making live episodes right now, or even just a comic strip,
even just a comic.
It'll just be like South Park. Honestly, all South Park is now is it has their own storylines that intertwine like real life.
Yeah.
Like they had a whole 2 seasons or a season and a half of the 2016 election stuff.
Well, real life is literally an Onion article now, so
that's true. And onions have layers. Thanks, Shrek.
Parfaits. I love parfaits.
Donkey. Ogres are like onions. We have layers. Like that's what that line has stuck with me all these years. And I was like, damn. Cause you got shot by an arrow like 2 scenes before that.
you all niggas, man.
I need to watch Shrek again.
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, actually.
No, I think I'm pretty fucking sane.
This is true. It is true. I mean, Shrek is a classic. I mean, what you gonna say? What can I say? I'm not gonna be the one who hates Shrek.
Elon stan.
There's like a whole. Well, yeah.
So Ian, are you done being an Elon stan now?
I was never an Elon stan, but I did. I do appreciate his popularizing of the electric vehicle. You can't deny that he didn't.
Yeah, it's fine. That's right. It's a couple podcasts where Ian wasn't talking about him popularizing nothing. The way Ian was talking, you'd have thought Elon Musk built the first Tesla with his hands, boy. You'd have thought he built it on a dirt road somewhere in South Africa, bro. In
a garage, like all the other startups.
Like, nigga, please. He said, "Hey, yo, that's a nice car y'all got over there. I'm gonna buy that off y'all."
And say, I mean,
loud dog. Anyways, yeah, man. So, haha, Elon, figure it out, man. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, buddy, or you owe a lot of rich white people money. Good luck. And from that, we move right into our spoiler section. This is going to be interesting.
Spoilers.
Okay. Yeah. Gerard, Miss Marvel, please.
Miss Marvel.
Tell me what the fuck happened. What did I just
episode
see?
All right, so episode 5. Yeah, so this episode felt really short. I think that's because it was really short. It's only like 30 some minutes. So we pretty much start the beginning in the past, and we get to see things from Aisha's perspective, Kamala's great grandmother, where she basically is stranded in that part of what would become Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
And she's basically just kind of like almost like a fish out of water. She's kind of like, what the heck? And she is found by this gentleman who are there living in kind of like this little town or village, just kind of away from the main parts of the city during this time. And pretty much this whole beginning part of the episode is her getting acclimated to Earth realm things and this culture, seeing how they live about day for day.
Mm-hmm.
And then she eventually, she falls in love with him, stays instead of trying to get back to her realm where the clandestines are from, the Noors and all that. And they have a child. This child would be Sana, who is Kamala's grandmother. And we get little quick time lapses, not too extreme, but Sana's like a little girl in later parts of the episode. And the whole gist of this whole thing, though, is to show that in the past, even before True Partition started, there was, there's turmoil, there's tensions everywhere. Yeah, it was like, they're like, oh, are you the actual like Hindu Indians, or are you like Muslim Indians? And and then folks was actually like looking down upon others just based off their faith and where they're from. So the gentleman's name, though, I can't remember his name though, but they get into a romance and they have Sana. But then there's a time where the tensions get higher and higher, And they're kind of like, we may actually have to dip out of here soon, but we kind of don't want to because we want to live here for as long as we can. And then Aisha walks outside one evening, and she comes across all right, what is her name again? Is it not it's Kamran's mom, but I always Najma. There we go.
Najma. Oh yeah, Kamran's mom, Najma. I didn't.
Yes.
My bad.
Yeah, Najma is out there.
I remember that one.
And she's like, oh, Najma's like, oh, this is where you've been this whole time, Aisha. And she's like, oh. And they're like, it feels like, oh no, she's about to do something, but then now they're just kind of like, oh, I'm happy to see you. And Aisha's like, yeah, we should definitely try and like stay here because my man's just right there, the whole child now. And then Najma just kind of like, well, what about our room? And Aisha's like, well, yeah, but I kind of like it here. So after a while, they realize they need to get out of there because of partition. So we see like a whatchamacallit, montage, like a sequence of a bunch of people from the village walking to where the trains will be at. The train you already saw at the very end of episode 4, where Kamala transported herself to. And this whole part is basically to show like they need to get out of there. But Najma's kind of like, I have the bangle. She shows the bangle. And this is how she has abilities or whatever. And she's kind of trying to be like Najma. I meant Aisha. Aisha has the bangle, and she's telling old buddy like, hey, you guys need to go. I'ma just kind of stay here and let myself be. And they're like, no, you can't do that. You chose us. And she's like, yeah, I'm still choosing y'all, but I need to do this for my own needs. And she's kind of being aloof about it. But us viewers, we know because that's Kama's great grandmother. And so she runs into Najma again. But Najma is like, yeah, but I want that bangle though. So she stabs Aisha while walking amidst all the people in this train yard area during partition.
She does a prison shank.
Yeah, prison shank. Literally, it'll walk by, choo choo, and then keep moving. Yeah, it was pretty wild. Yeah, that's how it sounds in my head.
Yes.
The choo choo, that is not accurate, but that's if you see on like a comic panel, you'll see choo choo. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah, that's those are the subtitles.
Yep.
How do you spell choo?
Yep. But Najma is kind of like, yeah, you kind of like high key betrayed the Noor in our world. Like, fuck this. I'm gonna figure out the bangle stuff my own way, and then that's that. So she leaves. She leaves Aisha there. She's kind of like clutching her hand like blood and stuff. Like, oh crap, I got stabbed for real. And then, yeah, I got stabbed for real. But before that, oh, go ahead.
Nobody saw her get stabbed, bro.
It was a prison.
Hey, it's a hustle and bustle, man. You can't.
I mean, I guess it's in the middle of a lot going on. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, man.
I feel like stuff like this is where really quick shankings can be gotten away. Unfortunately.
Well, so I will say this. There, I will give you this.
Yeah.
Usually when they show scenes like this where everybody's like in their own, worlds. Nobody's really caring about their surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
And then something happens and people are just walking past it. It's usually in like New York or some sort of city.
Oh, true.
So you have that expectation. When that happens, you're not questioning why isn't anybody helping.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's New York. Of course nobody's helping. In this scenario, we're in Pakistan and
we'll be Karachi.
Yeah. So I guess for that reason, it is kind of we haven't been given that precedence that's how these people move.
Yeah, I can honestly, I can see where you're coming from with that. Because to be fair, with this, we didn't really get we only really saw Aisha, buddy she got with them kind of raising Sana as a really young girl, and then we saw Najma come back in a couple parts in the past time here.
Yeah.
All we really know they're only showing us this to kind of get an idea of where the bangle went from Aisha. down to Kamala. That's really it. Because like when they're in the train yard, she kind of glances and she sees Najma, but she doesn't mention it to old buddy and Sana. And that's when she's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead, take this bangle, please. Just so when she meets up with Najma, she ain't gonna try and take it off of her. That was the whole purpose of that too.
Yeah.
And there's Oh, go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Oh, you thought it was me. My bad. No.
Oh, yeah. No problem. Yeah. So, and then like basically when that's happening too, like I think Aisha's kind of like, she's kind of like on the side of a train, like, oof, I got stabbed, so it hurts a lot. And then Sana, little girl Sana, she's kind of like, oh, like mom, she's like crying for her and everything. She can't find her, obviously. And then her father is like, they're trying to like, yo, we need to get on the train and go. So that happens. But then Aisha kind of has like a, I don't know, some sort of vision or connection where eyes grow that purplish color, and we see a flash, the bangle drops on the ground, and then we the screen that changes, and then we see Kamala appear, and kind of what she wore. This is where we ended off on last week in episode 4. And it's what we were talking about before we actually started recording, where the way the camera angle looks with Kamala walking, and then they show us where Aisha is amidst everyone. It's kind of like a side view. So it doesn't look like Kamala is looking in that direction. So it looks like she almost, luckily, conveniently, just runs into Aisha, like out of nowhere.
Perfect. The person I need to find.
Yeah. Exactly.
In the sea of people rustling everywhere. Where you can stab someone and no one notices.
Exactly. Yeah. And so she sees her because Kamala's seen pictures of her, and she's like, "Oh no, Aisha!" And then Aisha's like, "Oh, Sana, you actually came." And Kamala's like, I'm not Sana." But then she's just like, "Here, I need you to have this. But it's good you're here. That means that the bangle is still within the family." And so it's kind of like their mini timeline explanation of how
paradox that she created to. It all worked out. It's fun. They created a paradox for no reason.
Time paradox.
They did a time paradox for sure. So she pretty much. So she gets a picture from her. This is a picture that was taken when her and old buddy and Sana were together. It's like a black and white picture, basically. Someone took it in their town. But she takes it and she's looking for Sana. And Sana has the bangle in this time period. And then this whole thing here is to basically get Sana onto the train where her pops is at. Correct me if there's anything I'm missing with that either. But what we do see here is that like Sana is able to like create these the sparkly crystal constructs in the air, really small, and a way to like light a way to have her father see her. Because Kamala's trying to get her to go over there using platforms, but where no one's like, oh wow, colorful floating platforms amidst this hustle and bustle.
Yeah, no one cares.
No one's looking down to see this.
I mean, even though I understand ignoring almost everything else, the purple platform thing,
that's even worse.
I might stop for a second and be like, hey, look, I know we're all trying to get on this train, but does anybody else see this? Maybe.
Right.
Like, is that too crazy to? But again, we don't have to be so technical, I guess. It's a comic book show.
Yeah. This is a standard Marvelous set for us on Disney Plus right now.
Oh, I wonder when this scene was shot. Was this poster pre-COVID?
There were reshoots for this. I do know that, but I don't know what I have to like watch it from like every episode and think about it. I feel like the first half of the show, I feel like everything that was in Jersey City in America was shot pre-COVID, but then everything else here,
because this whole crowd situation is giving me anxiety.
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
This might have been. Yeah, this. This definitely some shot at a different time, for sure. Yeah, I am curious about that too. So in the past, so Sana successfully gets on the train. This little wrinkle of their timeline has been smooth, but there's still a little wrinkle here and there. You hand smooth wrinkles. There's a little smoother, but there's like one or two little slights. And that's pretty much what this is. And then Kamala gets to the bangle, and the bangle glows really bright purple, probably the brightest glow the entire show so far. She comes back to current day, and that's she lands on the ground. All the other clandestine people are there, and there's this purple rip in the middle of stuff. And then we get back to Kamala's mom and her grandmother and the cousins who left her stranded. Episode
they're home now.
Yeah, they're back. Oh, where'd Kamala go? We just saw her like an hour or two ago.
Yeah, but we left her running around the country.
Yeah.
We just told her to have fun.
Have fun in the city.
And then we went back home.
And we went to chill. Yeah, no.
Right. Crazy shit. So they're basically just like, where the heck is Kamala? You know, mom's just freaking out. And then they kind of have this
chilling.
Yeah, grandma just she'll be fine.
Probably fine.
Yeah, and one of the cousins is like, "Oh yeah, you can use a little Find My Device feature," which is a legit thing.
Yeah, why did Disney just plug like this random?
I wonder how much Apple paid
for that line, right? Because they're like, "Oh, you could just log in and
it's very important."
I was like,
"I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. It has to be a thing that you set up so that your parents can see."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Unless the family plan has a whole different set of rules.
Mm-hmm. Possibly, if depends on how your line might be designated under the parent or something. I don't know.
If you're a child, then you okay, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see. You only got a couple more years till you got.
I'm putting air tags on all my kids' sneakers, man.
They'll probably be small enough by then.
Fun, and you ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere.
Crazy. As soon as you can put air tags, Why
does that keep finding me? I'm like,
trying to run away, my ass nigga. Your ass back home.
It's in the actual phone. It's on the board.
Oh man.
Yeah. So this whole scene here, they basically come to, and everyone comes to, all the clandestine members and Najma come to, Red Dagger homie comes to, and they're all like, what? And we see this glowy ripple in front of them. And then the black chick that's with the clandestine, she's like, oh yes, perfect. It's time to go home.
Right, so black girl got to catch the first.
Yeah, she did go first. I feel like this is just, it's systemic in Hollywood. I hate it. I blame them all. But yeah, so she goes first, but all of a sudden the little smoke comes, she inhales it or whatever, and then she crystallizes. It looks like Terrigenesis.
Yeah.
Looks like some Inhumans of Loki, it does. But then she just falls down to a skeleton and turns into nothingness. And it's like, oh, the other person tries to do it, they turn to nothingness. Mm-hmm. And then Najma's like, wait, I can do it because I'm a major character.
Yep.
Because I have plot armor.
I have plot armor in a sense.
You just watched your homie catch an L.
You watched a couple of your homies catch an L, and now
she's like, I can do it. And Kamala's like, actually, no, and she actually tries to like seal it with her powers, but then just breaks off. Mm-hmm. And so what she does, she just kind of creates this crystallized wall that all the other civilians run by. And then Kamala's like, no, we can fix it. We can stop it from opening up into our world. And Najma's like, no, I think I can stop this. And it's like, how? She doesn't say how. She says she just can stop it, basically. And so she walks into it. She gets all crystallized too. And then, yeah. And then she turns into this bluish smoke. And then it dissipates. And then the very next scene, we're not even sure where Kamran is. Is this some alleyway?
Yeah, he's like still running through some random alleyway, or like that same. I guess he's supposed to be in that same exact place where they left him. Like, because remember he was hurt or something, right? And then he was just sitting there, and then she like pulled him out, and she's like, "I'm leaving you behind. You stay here. You chose your side or whatever." And then she ran off, and then he was left there. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. This was a mess of an ending here.
It was very sloppy.
The ending of this episode was very reminiscent of something that would be in CW. Man, I'm sorry.
Oh, facts.
Damn,
it would have
facts.
Yeah,
they just went out.
This probably happened to Naomi, for all we know.
I don't even have a response for that. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know how to respond to you saying that.
So yeah, we see Aisha's little wispy powers.
Thanks, Dra.
And I'm sorry, not Aisha, Najma. Damn it, Najma's wispy powers.
Yeah.
Go into the alleyway that Kamran is in, clearly that we should have known exactly this whole time.
He was. Yep.
and he inhales and he's like, whoa, and he gets the glowy bluish green, and he kind of collapses and he kind of looks at his hand and he forms like a bluish green crystallized fist, how Kamala's been doing this whole show. And that's all we see from that. And then as in the same area, Kamala like seals it, but as she does that, her mom and her grandma appear and they're like, oh, Kamala, and this and the other, and they're like, what the heck?
Yeah, they basically see her using her powers, and everybody, the whole family know.
A whole family know, basically.
Let me guess, man.
Yeah.
Is the son gonna fight Kamala because he
of
thinks
course
that she killed his mom?
Of course.
Come on, bro.
It's probably gonna happen.
Come on, bro.
It's gonna be really annoying.
His villain arc, and then if
he's gonna have a
whether they do a
5-second
season
villain
2 or they do it in somebody else's series, you know exactly what they're gonna do, right? He's gonna finally learn and accept that his mom was the villain. That'll be his arc. Then he'll come back around as anti-hero who did cause them a whole bunch of trouble, cause them a whole bunch of drama. He looks like they're setting Kamran up to be like a young Avengers villain who eventually joins them to fight.
He already accepted that yo, my mom is after you.
No. He accepted that his mom was willing to harm Kamala to get her what she wanted. He didn't want to let that happen. But now, if he thinks that Kamala killed his mom, he's gonna and now he's got this power. It sounds like she's going to need help to fight this thing. She might be able to hold him off once because he's not used to the power and stuff yet, yada, yada, yada. He's going to go off. That's probably how it ends. And then now you've got your perfect little young Avengers, first villain. Kamran's got all this power. He's, learning how to use it better. And he thinks he's on the right side because he thinks Kamala killed his mom. And then now she can meet up with a couple of the other younger Avengers, bring Red Dagger back, all that type of stuff, because the way they ended this episode, it made it seem like he was coming back fairly soon. Like whenever Kamala comes back, he's probably coming back with her at some point. So I'm gonna guess that he's involved as well. So it seems like they can do their little Young Avengers thing. He's an easy first villain, but also he joins the team at the end of it, so he gets his full arc as the kind of anti-hero, and then they go on to kind of fight the bigger villain that's also connected to the Avengers. Hey, yo.
Hey, they're in the writing room, bro.
Nah, bro. I saw Thor, so it's kind of looking pretty predictable.
Between White Boy,
Red Dagger. Wait, White Boy. Oh, Bruno.
And Bruno, Red Dagger, and whatever his name is. What's the guy?
Kamran.
Actually, Kamran.
Who does she end up with?
I don't think they're interested.
Nobody,
in Red Dagger, dude.
I don't think she's interested in Red Dagger.
I don't think Red Dagger dude and her have anything. I think that is genuinely like a
familiar thing.
Yeah, or just like like you accepted me in this place where I was foreign to, even though it might be some of my culture. I don't have friends here. I'm not familiar with the area. You accepted me, brought me in, but you also helped me with this other superhero show I got going on too. Like, you know what I mean? Like. So while I don't think a little bit
of sauce on that,
I think they'd be forcing that if they did the Red Dagger one,
little bonfire joint.
I don't think that, but I didn't see any of that as romantic. I saw it as like, hey, you're accepted here. Like that's what I looked at it like. Hey, like nah, you do have friends like here in this country. Like even if your cousins are assholes, there are still people here who accept you and love to have you here and would love to see you represent them as. Their superhero type thing. Like that's what I took that as more than him like trying to get at her in some type of way over it. Like I didn't see it that way. I think it'd be very forced if they did do anything with her and Red Dagger. I think it would be forced. Not to say that may not have happened in a comic somewhere or something like that. I don't know anything about that. I'm just saying based on what they've given us in the MCU, I think it would be a little forced. I think definitely Bruno and Kamran, she's got her whole thing going on. But even with Kamran, and I can see her going back. They'd probably do that with Kamala too, her going back and forth, right? Like Bruno obviously still has this thing for her.
Yeah.
But she had this thing for Kamran, but now his mom's gone. And if he starts attacking her, she might think that, I don't know what that was. I just heard a random sound. She might think that, y'all heard it too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm not crazy. Cool.
Yeah.
She might think, oh, now Kamran's good again. Maybe we could try our thing again. Bruno gets mad again. Then he starts saying, screw it. They can do this whole love triangle thing for a while. Depends on how long they want to stretch it out, how much shows or movie time they're going to give Kamala. You know what I mean? It depends on how widespread they want this thing to go. But these 6-episode origin stories, they got to stop. They
stop doing outliers with WandaVision and
you are rushing too much shit.
She-Hulk will be the actually, I think She-Hulk's the last traditional show this year. Anyway,
is that August?
It's August. Yeah. Cool. That's going to be longer. And then after that, it's the all but confirmed Werewolf by Night Halloween special, and then the actually confirmed Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Big facts. Yeah.
With What If season 2 sprinkled somewhere.
Allegedly.
Ooh,
yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're doing with some of the decisions. Again, it's a writing thing. Nobody is judging the actors on what they're doing. I think the actors are doing just fine. I'm not upset with any of the acting performances, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's really
Kamala's great.
Kamala's killing it.
Yeah, I think she's smoking the role. Mm-hmm. Even in some of the positions they put her in this episode that I didn't think were like the best, I still was like,
she's definitely.
I think she fits Kamala really well for like. This
and she's an actual she's an actual Marvel, like the actress herself. She's an actual comic book.
So it comes off genuine.
She reads Marvel today,
So it comes off genuine. Yeah. So I
talk about a dream come true, man.
It'd be like putting me in a Batman movie. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have a fucking blast. I'm gonna look like I'm having a blast because I
actually am having a blast.
And especially if my character is supposed to be having fun, yeah. You know what I mean? So I can understand it. So I understand, the position she's in. So I respect it. I think the actors are doing great. Just some decisions here, which I mean, maybe they're forced into because they're forced into this 6-episode window thing here, but it's just, I don't know. Because why is Najma so willing to kill people so quickly? Why is she so demanding of people to do what she wants so fast? Yeah. Why does she think people would just listen to her? Because they haven't established her as any sort of leader. We don't know anything about the other dimension, really, where they're from. They haven't explored any of that. Great story about Kamala and how her stuff. And, I even
honestly, everything
paradox, but
everything
don't know anything about the clandestines, why her grandmother was here with the other ones that seem to be evil. Like,
yeah, honestly, I've liked
not been that good. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Honestly, I've liked everything the show has to offer except for the clandestine art. It's all really messy, not really fleshed up. Yeah. And now Mama's gone. Najma's gone.
Yeah, supposedly.
Supposedly, allegedly, whatever. Yeah, we'll see.
I think Kamran will have some sort of vision to explain a bit of what's going on, but I don't know. The episode would need to be long, so finale next week.
Yeah. So basically the episode ends with like the fam seeing her and Kamala's mom's like, "Oh, you're like girl?" She's like, "Yeah." And then that's where Gremlin's like, "I told you the family was magical." And then to prove all of it is Kamala has the picture that that Aisha gave her when she was in the previous time period. And they were like, "Oh man, it was all true. Oh snap."
Yeah.
And then and then we basically get they're about to go back to Jersey City, but then we get Bruno's in his apartment or whatever chilling, and Kamran appears out of nowhere, and I'm like, how the hell did he get back there so soon?
Yeah,
I don't know. But anyway,
I don't remember him ever going to Bruno's house, so I don't know how he knows.
I was trying to figure that out too. Yeah,
I don't know. The time stuff has been off the last bit of that episode. Basically, Bruno's just like, "Hey, I just need to sit here for a bit and wait for my mom to get back," and then Bruno's like, "Okay, well, sure, we can do that." And then, then other stuff happened where, Bruno's like, "Well, I don't know if she's coming back." And he's like, "Well, of course, you wouldn't just leave me and become an orphan." And I'm like, and we were just kind of like, like that's a crazy thing to say to anybody.
I'm just confused how Disney allowed that line to go. Like, why would you he could have said anything there and still got the point across. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it was
a crazy thing to say. It was a crazy thing to say.
That's maybe that's why they let it ride. They're like, that's so ridiculous. Let's just keep it in. I don't know. But then we hear the little other group that kind of forgot they were like a other force of this show. The not FBI people, the special forces type people,
damage control people.
The damage control. Yeah, they're called damage control. Damage control people. They're like, yo, we need Kamran to come down. Blah 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 blah. And they shoot to the window, or no, they don't shoot to the window.
It's like a little drone out there.
Yeah, they send a drone up, and Kamran punched it with the glowy hand, and then Bruno's like, "The fuck you too."
Facts. But then, like, everything below him explodes, though. So his power is a little different. I have a question for y'all, though.
The missile, they accidentally shot a missile out of the drone.
Oh, is that what happened?
And the building under it.
Oh, got it. Yep. Okay, so I have a question for y'all real quick. Kamran's powers, I'm wondering if this is maybe confirmation of, like, my color blindness. None of it looked orangish to y'all?
No.
Whoa. That's what you thought it was?
None of it at all.
That's interesting.
No, the explosion was green.
Orange.
Yeah, it's just like a bluish green,
turquoise looking.
Yeah, it's like a turquoise bluish green.
Interesting.
Kamala's has been purplish.
I can't see colors the same as y'all. I think that's what it is. I think that's what that is.
Or
y'all were saying that, and Ian was like very comfortable, and I was just sitting here like I saw orange, but I didn't want to say it at the time because I was a little embarrassed. But now y'all keep saying it, and I'm like, yo, let me just ask.
So are you talking about how it looks around his hand?
Yeah, on his hand.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can screen cap.
Maybe there's hints of green in there, of orange. Let me see.
Oh, that is a terrible picture. Oh no, that's perfect. Let me screen cap this, and I'm gonna send it to you real quick, just to confirm. Now, since we're talking about it, and I'm just the magic of snipping tool.
Oh no, come on, man. Yeah, go ahead. Send it.
Yeah,
no, I'm looking at it now. I want to see. I just want to see. Maybe I was like tripping.
I'm very curious. We're on.
Maybe I got like a weird setting on the TV downstairs.
I'm putting this in Signal. I think. Yeah, I'm putting this in Signal. In the chat.
Put it in the
like some kind of orphan
big group chat.
You don't get it,
everybody. Yo, this is orange.
Man, half everyone gonna be like, "What the hell is this?" No one's watching this, but I think Cam. Yeah, I posted in the chat. Look at that real quick, Derek. For our listeners, Derek is unsure of what color.
Blue. I see blue in what you posted. I do see blue.
Okay, and that's cut off because like there's a part where when he shoots
it does
at the
look
window.
Green here.
When he shoots at the window, it's really bright blue.
Yeah,
this is like the split second afterwards.
Okay, so then hold on. So let me see the moment when he got the little power thing.
When he was in the alleyway on the floor.
The alleyway?
Yeah, when he was in the little alleyway and got the powers. How did that? I'm trying to see.
There were hints of orange in there.
Was there orange there?
It was
and
orange crazy? And green-ish blue.
Yeah, it was orange and green.
Okay, so
but then there's a point where it actually turns mostly orange.
Yeah, okay, that's what I saw. Okay, so
maybe that would be too.
That's what I saw, but then I think maybe I just missed that flash of blue and green in the second time we saw his power.
Also, his mom's fart mist was also.
It was blue and orange. Yeah,
Nigga said his mom's fart mist.
That's crazy. Man, Ian's a savage, bro. Like
it was insane. It was also
I'm turquoise and gold or
orange.
Hey man,
I'm time stamping this.
Y'all niggas are something else.
Another Ian said.
I thought we discussed that it was.
Yeah, man.
The crack.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm disappointed in how this show. Y'all. No, Ian, stop. You're genuine. Like y'all are something. Yo.
No, I have to time. It's not going in the video actual timestamp. I'm doing this for myself. All right, let's keep going.
I tried to say it casually without drawing too much attention to it. Go ahead.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Oh, we're concerned about the inevitable 6th episode. That was good. However,
yeah. How do y'all think? And not to say how do y'all think it'll go, but are y'all like just want to get it over with? Are you like optimistic that they might turn it around?
I'm optimistic. I have another idea of what they might do. They might make half of or part of next week's episode being this misunderstanding between Kamala and Kamran, but then Damage Control will be the true final antagonist force, and they both have to use their powers against them because they just want to capture him and be like, why do all they want to do is why do your hands glow? And hell, they could be scrolls or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, true. It might not even be. Yeah.
We know Miss Marvel is gonna be in Captain Marvel. Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Her movie introduced Krees and Skrull. Well, not introduced Kree, but introduced Skrulls to us.
Oh, and then I will say this is one part that I did think was okay, even though it was corny. When her mom pulls up, she's like, "What's this?" And it's the chain, and she's like, "Oh, it's broken. It's Kamala's." And then it's the symbol. I'm like, all right.
So you know what's interesting? I'll shout out comic book Twitter for this one. Someone said that someone posted an image and they said that they thought it was neat they did that because, and I didn't know this until this week or last week when
I was trying to figure out what the significance of that.
So the symbol is like a part of the language that's pronouncing. It's like her name. So I thought it was just a lightning bolt all this time. That just lightning bolts look cool. Yeah. I literally thought it was just a lightning bolt and it just that's it. But apparently it's supposed to be a part of the language and it's supposed to be like Ka for Kamala. And so the fact that the necklace broke off, I mean, that's kind of like, oh, that's neat. But
that's dope.
So it's kind of like I didn't realize it had a deep meaning. That's really didn't either until this. I thought it was a cool lightning bolt.
It was mad layers of love.
That's dope. Right there. That's dope. I mean, like I said, they've gotten some stuff right. They've done a lot of like the history stuff really cool. I think they've exposed a lot of this history to people who maybe didn't know. You know, say you didn't know about it, or they made it. They put a lot of history in maybe a more digestible form for a younger audience. You know what I mean? Like they were probably told about some of this stuff in school. Maybe I'm trying to remember if we even learned about partition in school. Not really.
They just said the British controlled it. And that's it.
That's all we knew about it. Yep.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, but I don't remember. I don't feel like they went deep. Yeah. What were you saying?
No.
I would say I do appreciate that there were some things in here that were really just for them and not for anybody else.
Yes.
Oh, facts. Had nothing like stuff that I was just like, I'm lost here, but it's not for me. Like I was like, you know what? I appreciate this. Yeah, exactly. I appreciated that.
Pretty much everything in the first 3 episodes has been 4. First three episodes has really just been all that culture, which is pretty dope.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, not to make it like a direct relation, but obviously like it was certain things in Captain Falcon that we talked about or could relate to from certain situations, or that we didn't like about how they presented certain things because we're related to it. It's closer to us. So the same thing over there. There might be things they don't like.
Yeah, they probably
I'm sure they're probably critical of certain things, but at the same time, I'm sure they like certain things that were done that showcase their culture and what some of their home life might be like. So, I'm sure it's really dope. Similar to Moon Knight doing a lot of cultural things in Egypt the same way too.
Yeah.
Not as like culturally deep and stuff, but similar. So I'm sure like it will be, I'd be interested to hear more like takes from, people from that region and how the history was portrayed and stuff like that to see how they feel about it. But I mean, I think it is at least interesting to at least spark the idea to go look up more of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, no one should be trusting Disney to give you the 100% truthful facts. I mean, even though they do seem to be giving us a lot of truthful information in that, how bad it was and all the chaos and everything like that. But still, so I mean, I don't know. It's still interesting. Like the overall concept of it is like it is still interesting. Like the story is interesting in the base of it, but it's just the execution of some of these scenes and how they've written, not the scenes like the acting, but how they've written them out. It's just this isn't the best.
Yeah, for them to even do what I think they could do in episode 6, it would like require the episode to be like damn near an hour long.
Oh, facts. Yeah, anything that I could think that would be cool and save this is.
I would want them to
hour and a half
to go back to what the hell happened in their
world.
Realm.
That's the first thing that I would need to know. Why was your grandmother here with them? Like y'all are so caught up in our family's magical and we're amazing and we're great, and you have no idea why your grandmother, great grandmother, was here in the first place.
Why are you here in the first place?
Like you're upset with, and I hope maybe this is my hope for next episode. My one hope, and if you guys want to share when you can, my one hope is that Kamran points that out to Kamala. Like, because I feel like that's going to be part of their beef that they'll eventually have, right? Kamala's going to be like, your mother was evil. She was terrible. She killed my grandmother. Da, da, da. And she's going to be like, listen, both of our mothers, grandmothers, both of our families are here because, we were exiled here. Our ancestor, whichever one, was exiled here. So what did your grandmother do to get here? Same as my mother. Like, what's the difference? And it's like, that makes it complicated, right? Like, and we need to know. I want to know. Like, yes, she might have done the right thing here, or maybe she developed a softer heart or whatever, but
she might have done something.
Yeah, she clearly did something to get exiled from her dimension to this one. So, yeah, be very interested to see how they give us something like that. And I hope, at least if they don't explain it, I hope Kamran or someone at least brings it up. Like, someone should point that out to Kamala. Like, you can't have this like fantasized version of your great grandmother, no matter how nice or great or beautiful the story is. She was still exiled from her actual home, which is why your family line was born here on Earth and not over there somewhere, or whatever.
Yeah,
I think so. Interesting. Hopefully next week we'll be back in here with some positivity from the finale and some good reviews and saying how great it is and how this has expanded the MCU.
Yeah. for real. Yep. So that is Miss Marvel episode 5. So now we will roll right into
we go.
Spoiler. Thor Love and Thunder. We all saw it today. It's fine Sunday. Well, it's night now, but this Sunday we saw it earlier today, our own separate time. All right. Where we want to start? Just initial thoughts, what we liked, what we didn't like.
I mean, I feel like we can synopsis this movie in 2 minutes.
Okay, we definitely can.
Gore had a kid. She died. He was sad. He blamed the gods. He found a god. The god was a dick. The Necro Sword chooses him, kills the gods, goes around killing gods. The other gods find out, but they don't care because they think he can't find them in their little special city, which I guess technically they're right because he never does find them in that little city, for now at least. And Thor is, I don't know, being a child, I guess. He's running around making jokes and making random speeches everywhere he can.
He's having a midlife crisis.
Yeah, he's turning every battle into like he's writing his own comic book, which is a little funny like once or twice, but by like the 5th one, you're like, okay. And then, yeah, they go on a little adventure, goes back to Asgard once he learns about Gore going around killing people. They didn't even make a big deal about who's supposed to be his friend, one of the guys that's his friend. He said, it's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And that was it. Like, I thought that was going to be like a more emotional moment there. I didn't really feel the weight of it. Maybe it's because we saw it in the trailer so much. Then, then he gets back to New Asgard. We meet up with probably one of the highlights of the movie, Valkyrie. Obviously, she's there being king, which I love. She was just like, favorite part of the movie when she saw the reporters when the reporters at the end were like, we want to make, not the reporters, the acting people, and they were like, we want to make the thing, and she just looked at them like. That was like, she gave him the black woman stare, like, yo, look, fam, if I could kill y'all right now, I would. It probably wouldn't go over well.
They did
get out of my face. They did like, well, she ain't say no, so
it did the goofy. It did the goofy play synopsis of Ragnarok.
Yeah,
like in Ragnarok, they did it with Dark World, and it was cool.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I have no problem.
Some people really hated on it. I don't think it was that bad.
I think people that hated on it did not like Ragnarok. I'll just say that. That type of
that specific type of humor. Yeah.
Because this movie's humor is just like Ragnarok.
But we'll get there because I agree, but still disagree. But yeah,
I'm curious your thoughts then.
Where were we? Oh yeah, so he gets back to Asgard. Valkyrie fighting around. Gore is there hanging around. I guess he is looking for Thor specifically there. Who knows why Gore is there? I guess even though Gore's
just homie with Thor now.
No, but Gore. What I'm saying is Thor. When Thor first got back to New Asgard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gore was already there.
Yeah, because Gore flew back. Gore rode with him on the goat boat from that one planet back to New Asgard on Earth.
Oh no, y'all mixing up two.
You're later in the movie.
That's not that much later. That's still like in the first third.
Bruh, no, Gore. Am I?
Oh,
characters.
No, my bad. You said Gore, and I'm thinking Korg. Their names are so
yeah, that's
similar.
what I'm saying. You guys are mixing
Their
up two
names are.
Oh, I'm like,
Yeah,
what is
yeah,
it? What is girl talking? I'm so confused. I'm
My
like,
bad.
am I not saying Gore? I'm like, huh?
Gore the God
Okay,
Butcher.
got
When you kept saying Gore, I kept thinking Korg.
You thought I was saying Korg.
I thought
Because Korg did two narrative things or narration.
No,
things
I
in the
got
movie.
you. Yes.
All right,
yes.
so Gore, yes, you're right.
My bad. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, I was past Korg's narrative things. We kind of that was like the Thor lofty speech thingies. It was funny for a bit, and then it got a little tiring. But then. Yeah, so the first time when Gore is at New Asgard, right, and he's attacking, like he like clearly goes to capture the kids and all that type of stuff. He's attacking. Why did he go to New Asgard? I mean, I guess he said Asgard was up on his list of gods to kill, so I guess he just had zoned in on it and decided to go to New Asgard to, I guess, attempt to make Thor come there. I don't. To me, it just wasn't enough a build up between Gore losing his daughter and his hatred getting him the necro sword. Cool, I'm on board with all of that. But then now he's decided to kill Thor, but he also knows he needs Stormbreaker or Mjolnir. Like
my whole thought of that is it was just well, one, he really was there to like, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna kill the Asgardians. But then he was like, I'm gonna just take the kids as bait. That's really what I thought that whole thing was about. Just huge bait to bring him, to have him come there and save them. He'll have Stormbreaker, which is the key for eternity.
But he thinks all gods don't care about their people. So if he takes the kids, wouldn't he expect Thor to have just said, all right, well, you took some kids?
He still thought that they would bait him.
I mean, it did. It just didn't make sense based on his whole arc of none of the gods care. Like, and then maybe I missed it, right? But he never said the line from the trailer where he was like, you're not like the other gods. Like, you have something to fight for or care about or live. Like,
yeah, I think they cut out a lot from this.
He never said that in the movie, right?
I think there's I don't remember.
But to me, wouldn't that have tied a lot of that home?
I think they cut out a lot in this movie. I think they cut a lot of scenes, and I don't know why.
Very confused by some of the
scenes there. So my whole thing is they did a speed run of the Gore story. Like the beginnings, daughter dying is the catalyst, seeing the god of his people. The Necro Sword, which, as expected, has nothing relating to Null, the symbiote god, because that's Sony's thing. That's a Sony and Marvel collaboration type thing. If they were to do that,
that's the sword.
So they just said, it's just passed on by other people who has the power to kill gods.
And it just chose him because he had such powerful hatred.
He had the intent. Yes,
I suppose. Oh, but they broke the sword, so now they can't use it.
Yeah, they broke it and it's destroyed. Yeah, so they sped run shit in the movie for that.
Conveniently, now the sword can never be used again.
That could have been a nice little tie-in, but whatever.
It was destroyed.
Well, it was destroyed, but it was kind of coming back together at the end. We didn't really get there.
It was.
Oh, you want me to finish
the only thing I could think of for that is Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. Mjolnir has the mystical powers with that. So maybe when she slammed on the ground and made it like tremble to ash, that might be what caused it to just be destroyed for good. But that's all I could think of, really. I don't know anything else after that. They sped her on the Jane Foster things, where she does develop stage 4 cancer. That's like in her story in the comics. But she doesn't debilitate this fast. This was very fast for the movie, like extremely fast.
But
when she does, use the power of Mjolnir, which you would thought would keep her sustained. It does use her actual life force every time she does it. So that's true. They just sped run it. They sped run it, and we got a condensed 2 hours movie. Yeah. So it was all right. I don't hate the movie, but I'm not like I didn't love it like how much I like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness for that type of runtime. I think the runtime was too short. I think they cut out too much. I think the gore story for what they're doing for this movie was fine. However, they should have had him, I don't know, like a montage of him actually killing gods or something. I think they really should have had that for a good, I don't know, 5, 7, 8 minutes. However they wanted to do it, 10 minutes to just show him actually out there, actually God slaying. We only see him kill like once or twice.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, Christian Bale.
The big, seeing the big guy get taken out. The one the nicest guys you ever meet. Whoever that, what was his name?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember his name.
Nice little scene.
Yeah. So, yeah, like kind of middle of the road for me. It was fine. I liked it a little bit, but too short. The humor did get a little tiring towards the end, but they bounced with some of the more serious things. But they laid it on kind of heavy in the first third of the movie. I'm not gonna lie, they sure did. It was cool seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy again briefly in their new fits, and what they've been doing for that bit as well. Yeah, I think honestly, what I would wanted for the movie for it to have been like a great movie. It was good. For it to have been a great MCU movie, just have more for Gore, more for Jane Foster. Like I feel like they cut out like where she would have transformed the first time into Mighty Thor. Like I feel like that was really like disjointed how they saw her, you know, when they're in New Asgard, and she's the only one staring at Mjolnir in the glass dome thing. And then we saw it glow and kind of start to rumble before it comes back together. I like how she fights with it. That's really cool. Yeah, I remember they showed that in one of the trailers, but that's how it just does it in this. So that was cool. I like that. Yeah, it's okay. It's all it is. I'm not like, and I hate like, oh man, this is the worst thing ever. I still think Black Widow takes the cake of that in Phase 4 thus far. I think that movie is mediocre. At least half that movie is mediocre. But anyway, it's not another draw dislikes Black Widow, and here's why type thing. But Thor Love and Thunder, it was all right.
Same page.
Yeah. Thor Love and Thunder was all right. I'm not over here. I loved every bit of it. It was all right. Maybe I'll like it a bit more on a second rewatch when it comes to Disney Plus in 2-3 months down the line. Yeah. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I like the soundtrack. You know, I don't listen to that 80s rock and metal like much, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah. This I kind of went in there not taking it seriously, thanks to Ragnarok. Kind of set that precedent.
Yeah.
So
I expected Ragnarok. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be the best or any better than, you know, Ragnarok was. And Ragnarok was good because, you know, you weren't expecting it to be as funny as it was. So you're going into this one, I'm like, okay, well, now I'm expecting it, and now it's too much, to be honest with you. It's like you're laying on it hard. I will say that my biggest criticism, I don't know if it's just me being sensitive, but them jokingly talking about stage 4 cancer in the beginning was kind of weird to me. A little off-putting, but I mean, I got over it.
I feel like some people, are you talking about when like Darcy was there?
Yeah. When she was in the room getting chemotherapy. That was that was weird.
I feel like I think that's valid. I think that criticism is valid. I feel like I think that depiction was just how some people, especially people who are like, I mean, she's the whole doctor of like science and stuff. Well, not just science, but like the angle of the area of science that she, you know, was researching and like that. I'm guessing people like that are really busy. So sometimes some are just kind of take it like a very matter of fact, like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
I did kind of see it as like, oh dang, she's taking this well? Question mark.
Yeah, it was
really.
It's just very polarizing to what it would actually have been. You know,
I could tell. It gave me the indication that they wanted to keep this movie going. They didn't want us to sit here and say, oh yeah, she got cancer, y'all. Let's sit with the moments for a while longer.
I mean, it's really hard to joke about cancer, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, I didn't really see it as joking. To me, I kind of just saw it as her trying to like kind of skate over the whole situation.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what she did say, I remember one line. She was like, she said, "Yeah, I don't really want to tell many people because people start acting differently when you start breaking serious like news like that." And, you know, that's a real statement.
That's real. Yeah.
That's a real statement. But at the same time, yeah, I can see what you with it. I mean, I didn't get really super sensitive about it, or sensitive at all, really. But it was kind of like, it's an interesting direction they took with that. Yeah, I think the movie just went too fast for Gore and Jane Foster, Thor characters. I think like they felt like checkpoints.
Yeah.
They felt like checkpoints. That's kind of how America felt in Doctor Strange. Checkpoints. Interesting. That's a problem though, seeing some of these movies recently. But yeah.
Also, really the plot. To go through all of that only to bring back your daughter, and then take that. The whole plan was. Why didn't he think of that? I don't understand why he couldn't just think, oh, you know what? I could just bring my daughter back. Why don't I just bring my daughter back?
It's the same field of hatred. Filled with hatred, I guess. Blinded by hatred. That does seem to be a thing for a lot of these kind of characters. They just so super strongly feeling one specific emotion that they just turn their blinders on for the other more logical outcome.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, too bad. Necrosword's a cursed blade. It's sapping your power. I do find that parallel with him and Jane Foster kind of funny that they both were like, they both had a new weapon that was draining their life force. So that's how they both perished in the same place.
Yeah. I mean, there were hints to her death throughout the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
They kept mentioning Valhalla.
They sure did.
How many times did they do that?
Yeah. They sure did.
They kept explaining it.
Yeah, they kept explaining it. Oh, yeah, you got to die in the battle. Yeah, you got to.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, that's what.
And then she didn't die in battle.
Well, technically, she was battling cancer. Is that a battle?
Okay.
Like that's kind of what I chopped it up to. Like,
I mean, Valkyrie went out of her way to say that you had to die like in a painful way in battle. Like, she literally said it. So I don't know if cancer counts for that in this case. I don't know that Valhalla would account for that, but maybe. I don't know. She definitely died after battle. So
she died after battle.
And that's literally the reason they saved Civ. Civ's like, no, leave me here to die. And Thor literally was like, if we leave here to die, you won't go to Valhalla because you have to actually die in the battle.
She's like, oh, crap. That was cool to see Civ again,
die at the end. So
didn't really cool to see some of the other side Thor characters again that weren't in Ragnarok. I will say that.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that type of stuff.
The OG cool. Thor cast.
Yeah, got Sif there, Darcy a little bit, the other Doctor Dude whose name I always forget in the screen for like 2 seconds, talking to Jane. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of what it is. More of the same, but familiar. Skim down a couple of the character story or speed run those. The things I did like though, some of the cameos, I would say the fight scenes are pretty good for the CGI stuff. Yeah, I thought the final one on that planet was pretty good. Visually very very nice. It was a visually pleasing fight scene. It looked good.
That small planet.
Yeah, small planet, which they just landed. Okay, here we go. Here's the real question. What y'all think about the goats?
Pointless.
I love that. I love the goats, man. I freaking love them.
Would you be mad, Derek, if I said that's an actual thing?
I know it's a thing. It's just they did it stupidly in the movie. So
I thought it was perfect.
It was honestly stupid, bro.
Goat screaming.
Thor does a stupid thing. He saves the people from the thing, then he destroys their temple that he's trying to save for them. They give him the goats, but then the goats know.
They gave him the goats because they're like, shit, take these annoying ass things.
But then goats. They just stopped shouting with Thor and now know how to just follow what he says. I guess.
They stopped yelling once when he said something about meat. I think that's what they're trying to allude to.
What he was saying about eating them.
Yeah. And they're like, and they just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. I'm like I said, I went into the movie not taking this seriously.
I wasn't either. It just wasn't funny.
I saw people on Twitter who were like, "Oh, the goats were funny," and I was like, "Oh, they must have them yelling because they remind me of this really old." It was like a really old video of goats yelling. Obviously not like that, but I think they like put the screaming on them. It's like that triggered the stupid part of my brain. I was, that reminds me of that. So I was kind of like, I don't hate this, but it's whatever. I know it's gonna be a gag in the movie. I just knew. That's gonna be a gag. Yeah. All right, whatever. It's not gonna fly with everyone. I get it. So
yeah. I got ratings.
6 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to give it a 5.5.
What the hell are you doing with the 0.5? All right, fuck this. 5 out of 10. It's average.
It's average, yeah. It's
5 out of 10 is average.
I could see. I mean,
it's not amazing.
For what
it's
it was,
not
I
terrible.
liked it. But
yeah,
I can see why somebody would not.
Yes, that's me to a T. Actually, I would say that as well.
It's a 4. It's a 4.
We're on the street. It's a 4 out of 10.
It's a 4. That's just it. I don't know what to tell you. It's not. It was funny in parts.
I'm not under.
And the Valkyrie stuff was cool, but I'm not under. Yeah, it was funny in parts or whatever, but it just wasn't. Overall, it wasn't a good story that they told. They didn't do anything to progress the MCU further. Well, Thor wasn't under any real pressure. Did. How?
Post-credit scenes. We didn't even really talk about Zeus.
Hercules is a Thor problem, and she went to Valhalla, which you knew was going to happen.
Zeus is like, wow, fuck Thor. We're going to send Hercules after him.
Okay, so they make you think Thor killed her. So they made Zeus's death that you did watch completely pointless. So they make you think he killed Zeus, but he didn't actually kill Zeus, even though he got his own lightning bolt through his chest. He still lived through it, so he's actually fine. And now he's sending his son, who doesn't even look like half of Thor, who we're supposed to believe is going to beat up Thor, even though he just took Zeus' lightning bolt and threw it. Like, bro, please. I'm not really. I don't believe in this Hercules, bro. I'm sorry. That dude who look like Hercules don't look like
Hercules is pretty basic for little G guys. Like,
bro, he looked like he was wearing regular nigga armor. He wasn't even wearing.
That's Hercules, bro. Hercules ain't fancy.
Yeah, he ain't fancy.
I didn't say he gotta be like fancy. I'm just saying like something decent. Like your dad is supposed to be the god of all the gods, right? Like he's not to say the god of all gods, but he is the leading god of all the gods, right? They worshiping him and watching him walk out and all this bullshit. If that's your dad, it don't make, bro. It's a to me. It don't make. It's no.
I've never pictured Hercules being gilded like the big Greek gods like Zeus and all of them. Never my headspace is Hercules look like that. Hell, we have the most popular animated. We have the actual Disney Hercules movie of what most people would think of Hercules now. Honestly,
yeah. And then when he grows up, he doesn't all the look brown like the leather skinny, crony kid that was there. That's what he looks like.
He still wore brown leather and shit.
Cut.
Yes, he was cut, bro. He was still a small dude. He was a small cut dude, bro.
I don't even know who the actor was.
He was a small cut dude.
Go back and look at that cutscene, man. That nigga was.
He was cut. You're right. I'm not saying he wasn't cut. He was small. He was still small, bro.
He looked like Steve Rogers.
In comparison to, we're talking about comparing him to Chris Hemsworth, bro. Do you look at him? You feel like he is going to forget whatever their powers may be or however that plays out. Does he look like he is going to present a problem to Chris Hemsworth?
I feel like
Really?
if he had
Bruh,
like
y'all-
some lightning around him or
Alright,
something
man.
like that,
Alright, man,
but all you did was see him like flex his chest. It wasn't fair.
Hercules got lightning powers now.
Oh, he
does not have like he's not gonna have lightning powers in the MCU.
can.
He's gonna be strong in the MCU.
Well,
That's what he's gonna be.
You're not gonna be.
Yeah. So again,
you're not gonna have
He's
Zeus
gonna
powers.
be strong.
so Thor's strong too, bro. So but he don't seem like a real threat, bro. If he
They're
took
gonna
down
do
your
it-
powerful daddy that fast, bro, it was 3 of them in a room full of gods and they knocked out Zeus like it was nothing. I'm supposed to believe that looking Hercules is going to somehow go like it don't make sense, bro. I don't know. I don't understand what y'all not seeing. Like
All I'm saying is that they're doing it for a reason. There was a whole comic book line of Thor versus Hercules. That's why they're doing it. I get what you're saying right now, but that's literally what they're doing.
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna be a blip, just like Gore was.
Probably.
Y'all ever at any point thought Gore was going to have any impact? Gore had no impact on the MCU. He got to eternity and wished for his daughter because Thor told him to love. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's fine. Not everything has to be. We're learning more about Secret Wars. Not everything is going to be that. That's not.
It's not even about learning more about Secret Wars. There was never any threat, bro. Like, there was no threat. He was beating his ass the whole time. The one little thing he had with the sword, he wasn't that good with it. Like,
they could.
If Jane, who just got a hammer, can fight you, then maybe you're not that good of a villain, my nigga. But you killing gods. Like, none of it made sense, bro. The stakes never felt real. We never got to see him killing gods. We never got to like
that was that's my main problem. They should have actually showed them actually killing. Huh?
Like, none of it made any. I don't understand.
Man,
that little video of the cutscene, man.
You have joined. No, I'm kidding.
And then she goes to Valhalla, which was literally told to us the whole movie, so that was pointless. And then it's Heimdall who greets her to tell her that she's welcome, even though she literally didn't die in battle, which they spent the whole movie telling us that's what you had to do. So it's just very confusing to like then watch it back and say this was good overall. It had good moments, funny moments. I laughed at moments genuinely, even with the annoying teenagers sitting next to me. But it wasn't good. Like, I don't even know how you guys got the average, but I respect it. But it wasn't.
Agree to disagree, my friend. Agree to disagree.
This was not one of the ones.
Agree to disagree. That's all I'll keep it at. I'm not going to fight for Thor number 4. The only of the Avengers to have 4 movies. Wow. With the same actor.
Who else? Oh, who else has 4 movies?
In Captain America 4, but that's Sam Wilson. That's Anthony Mackie.
Oh, we'll get a Captain America 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were saying somebody already had 4 movies out. That's why I got confused.
Oh, no. Nah. Everybody.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's Thor Love and Thunder. Yep.
So, I don't know. Y'all let us know what y'all think about it. Maybe y'all enjoyed it out there. Maybe y'all.
Don't ask for it. They hate it.
Well, I can understand people probably thinking it's like a decent movie. Like if it was
that's all I'm saying.
If it was a singular movie set out to the side or unattached from the MCU, it might be okay. But since it's like supposed to be fitting into a narrative, it just, I don't know. But even outside of that, just the story they were telling itself,
I think they cut out too
much sense.
I think they cut out too much.
Yeah, I'm sure they cut out a bunch to get it down to 2 hours. But yeah, like you said it wasn't long enough. I said I'm glad it was only 2 hours because if you had given them another hour making the decisions that they had made in the 2 hours they made, it would have been worse, and we would have been stuck there for another hour. So
I ain't saying an hour. You said an hour.
However long it was, whatever long. I mean, the time wasn't relevant. It was just the fact that I would have rather have been 15 to 20 minutes shorter with what they gave us. Like you could have cut some of those jokes and shit at the beginning out, and we could have had a shorter movie instead of you dragging it out to then tell us love stops the God Butcher, the dude who just went around slaying all these gods. Now he just stops because this guy reminded me I love my daughter. That's it.
Yeah, that was the that's what knocked it down to 5.5 for me. Was
that a whole point or the 0.5?
Oh,
I'm just fucking with you because it's fine.
Knocked it all the way down to it almost got a 6, but they should have had him God slaying. Yeah, if we had seen, I personally think if we had seen more of Gore, I think we would have felt a little better about this movie.
Yep.
Or at least I would have felt a little better about this movie.
It might have helped. It would have helped for sure to give us some more context to something.
More context.
Like this dude just shows up and he can create. They never even explained that. What are these things he's creating? The Necrosword. We're just supposed to, I guess, understand the Necrosword gives him the power to create random things. At first, I thought it was like, oh, they're like gods he's killed and he can create them in like the Shadow Realm.
They couldn't have done too much without Sony and all that, unfortunately.
Oh, those are supposed to be like Venom joints.
They should have been like
they can't say it. Right? They can't say it. It's just
oh shadowy, my God.
Excuse me, shadowy creatures. They can't say anything else.
I get it. I understand. Interesting. I didn't think about that. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Burdened with knowledge.
But see, my thing is like, I want to use that as an excuse, but you know what you've owned for years. I don't know if it's an excuse that, oh, you don't own this one little piece, so we got to be like vague on this or that. Like, okay, so then to either use it or don't. But if you're going to use it, then don't complain to me that, oh, we couldn't use this word, so that's why we had to make this other stupid decision. Like that has nothing to do with not showing him killing other gods or not showing him even learning how to use the sword a little bit or getting used to it or anything. It's just like he picked it up and instantly was like, oh yeah, completely understand it. My skin's white and this makes perfect sense now. And I'm just going to run around. I know how to find God. I mean, he even stumbled onto the first God. He was just there. And then he just was walking and he heard a voice and he stumbled onto the first God. And then
it didn't really give us a good indication of how time was passing.
Like,
I think there was one thing that I kind of caught that they didn't really explicitly say or allude to, was that another way of him like saying fuck the god or my god is like when you see in the beginning with he and his daughter, they have like the lines and etchings on them and stuff. He like had the cross like scars and stuff all over his face. And me looking into that, I could be looking into it too much, but I'm thinking, oh, he might just be totally disowning his god just by getting away with the etchings. Like scars.
And Gore had his daughter before he ever had any powers with the Necrosword. So how does his daughter have powers?
Cosmic God brings her back to life.
Oh, so that's why she has powers, because she was brought back to life that way.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she super accepted her dad's death like it was nothing.
Pretty calm. And just started calling him Uncle
Thor. You're my dad now.
No, I mean, call him Uncle Thor.
Yes, Uncle Thor.
So you taking me, hearing me now?
Yeah, that whole thing at the end was kind of surprising me because I was like, oh, dad. So that's Love and Thunder.
They hinted at him wanting to be a dad earlier.
With Jane, which would have made some sense, but to do this whole
now
story,
he's doing it a dad thing.
I don't know. My thing is like, my thing to me, I said this before. This is probably the last time I'll say it. No, I'm lying. I'll probably say it again. They fucked up when they named this the 616 thing and they tied it to the comics, because they've already done things that don't match their own comics already from that exact like universe, right? Like they've already changed plots and shit, right? And they're going to keep doing it for shit to make sense in whatever like thing they're doing. So name it some other cool number and just do whatever you want. And then you have the freedom to change little things like this that don't have to be so tied to make it just make more sense. Instead, like Jane having cancer here makes no sense. Like it just seems like a thing that happened. Y'all felt bad. Did y'all care?
Cancer really doesn't make sense.
What I'm saying, not about the cancer thing, but her death in this, it didn't feel worth anything to me. Like it didn't feel worth anything. Gore didn't actually do anything. She didn't really stop him from much of anything. All he had to do was be reminded of his daughter in the first place. If somebody had just done that earlier, he would have been fine. Like, I don't understand. Like, to me, it just don't seem like he was. And they said eternity. Maybe this is, I don't understand the comics, maybe, but they said eternity takes on the will of the person who wants, like, you know what I'm saying? So if his will was, I want my daughter back, I would think eternity would interpret that as like, I want every parent to have their daughter back or something. I want people who love their kids to have their children or whatever. So wouldn't people be like, it would infect the universe. You're talking to eternity, right? But it didn't. He just basically got a magic genie wish and he got his daughter back. And that was it. It had no other effect on the universe, but it's eternity. So shouldn't it have had something? He was going to wish for all the gods to die or have this impact the way they made it seem like he was supposed to have some impact to make all the gods die, and then he just wishes he was just gonna wish for the gods to die, and then that would have been it. No like effect on.
Well, yeah, if he actually got his wish and didn't like listen to them and have a change of heart to actually bring his daughter back instead, yeah, that would have been huge ramifications. Absolutely.
But shouldn't bringing his daughter back have some sort of ramification too?
No, it's just his daughter.
No, it's just his daughter. He just specified his daughter.
Yeah. It's literally just a space wishing well. I hate that I'm giving you these blunt answers, but that's literally how I feel about it. It's not deeper than that.
Is that what it is? That's what eternity is in the comics. Just a space wishing well.
In the comics, I don't think it works like a wishing well. I think it's like a bit more complex than that, but this is just...
Well, my issue is the movie described it as more complex than that and then used it as that. That's what I'm saying. It literally said, no, it's this whole thing, and he can't get to eternity. If he could get to eternity, it would take on his will, like his will of like wanting to do evil, harm the gods, wanting like I guess all this, like his will.
The only thing I don't know. The only thing I can think of is Thor giving that whole like a change heart thing. That became his will immediately afterwards. That's all I can give you. That's the only thing I can think of. That will should
then affect the universe in some way, but it just didn't, and we just moved on.
How would it have affected the universe?
I don't know, but it should have. It should have done something.
Like taking somebody else's daughter?
I don't know.
No, like what I'm saying is, if they had said from the beginning, he's not going to eternity and describe it as this thing that will impact the will of the universe, like it will take on the first person who gets to it. That's what they said. That's what this movie we just watched said. Right? That means the first person who gets there, whatever they want, whatever their desire is, their will, whatever that is, should have some sort of effect on everything.
Well,
if it was just a wishing well and you could just wish for what you want back, then by all means, you wish for the gods to be dead, you wish for your daughter back. Okay. But that's not what they described. And then when they got there, they changed it to, it's just a wishing well, you get your daughter back, and that's it. It had it had an effect if it was this eternity thing that literally is what is the reason for the gods to exist. It gives the gods their power, eternity, based on what they explained. That's what the gods were worried about him getting to, because that's the thing that could kill them, right? Or maybe I misunderstood it, but that's what I heard.
If he had wished it, yeah.
But since it's just his, actually, go ahead, Ian. I'll let you go.
But since he didn't and wished for his daughter back, I understand wishing the gods to die, having the ramifications because they're gods. But his daughter in the grand scheme is insignificant.
Yeah.
But so are the gods. They're not doing anything for their people now anyway.
Yeah, true. That is.
It
was only significant. It would only have been significant to the gods themselves. That's like if he went and said, "I wish all black people to just catch an L."
Yeah, that's genocide.
Yeah, but that's not my point. My point is if you go in there and it is supposed to interpret your will to the universe, right? That's why people don't want to let you get there. That's why it's got this magic key and all this shit to get to. It's not supposed to let your will. Doesn't mean it has to be negative. It could be positive. I want people to have love. It could spread love through the whole universe, but something should happen if I go to the source of the universe and tell it that I want my daughter back because of this overwhelming sense of love. That should do something. Same way as if I went there and did something negative, it should do a negative effect. It's the same thing.
So
I don't see how y'all get what I'm saying now.
All right, so I get it, and I'm gonna kind of bring it down for you, unfortunately. So his daughter's name was Love in the movie. Yeah.
So I don't see how that changes my
that wouldn't influence the whole universe's will of love. It would just be his love, which is just his one daughter, and that's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else with that. It begins.
Y'all missing my point. It's fine. Y'all.
I don't understand.
I'm seeing what you're saying.
I don't get it, bro. Like it's no diff. I don't like if I complicated it. I feel like that would make it more simple for y'all. If there's a time paradox, right, and like the same time paradox we just saw in Kamala, right? If she doesn't save her grandmother, she lives in a different timeline now, right? Like something else happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause and effect. But she did a good thing. She saved her grandmother or great grandmother, whatever the time, wherever she's at in her genealogy.
Yeah.
She saved the person, and that allows them to continue on in the same timeline that they're in, right? No more ramifications. She's allowed to stay in this timeline. What I'm saying is that can go either way, right? If she saved her in a different way, there would still be ramifications on her timeline. If she took her grandmother down a different path, if she still got her grandmother on the train, but didn't get her directly to her father, you see what I'm like? It still would have saved her, but something different happens. If I'm going to the entity that literally sparked the universe, that gives the gods their power, that's how they described it in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they describe that entity as being something that if you're the person who gets to it, your will, what you would want to happen in the world will, in the universe, and I'm not saying world, in universe will happen, like it will happen. It should be imbued with that. Does it matter whether it's good or bad?
I mean, I'm guessing the only thing that would happen is every version of him.
Why are y'all singling it down?
Because he said my daughter.
Because it's only one daughter. Yeah. It's nothing more than that. How else can one daughter cause a ripple in the universe? Derek, I guess
y'all are simplifying it to the wish. What I'm saying is, if he went in there, right, and his love for his daughter, was what changed his opinion from, instead of wishing for the gods to die, to say, I wish for my daughter back. Eternity being the will of the universe and him being the one there, and that being what he asked for, his change of heart, that should have spread some sort of, we're talking about comic books here, that should have spread some sort of love energy across the something. It should have done something.
Well,
interacted with the source of the universe.
Well, all right. Well, this is what we have here then. Maybe it's just poor writing. And it just happened with his daughter, and that's it. There's nothing else. We don't have anything else, no wider influence. There's literally nothing else. I have nothing else to give you with that either. That's my only explanation.
I wasn't looking for an explanation. That's why I don't understand why y'all trying to explain it to me. I'm just telling y'all what I saw. Like, that's all I'm saying. I don't need an explanation.
So what the hell are we doing here, Derek?
Y'all are arguing with me. Y'all are arguing with me.
I'm trying to understand why you're like saying,
I was trying to understand.
Like, it's really plain. Like, unfortunately, it's very plain what they gave us. Yeah, sure, a will of the universe. It does sound great and larger than in expanding.
All I was saying was there's no need to add in that it's anything of the will of the universe. Just give that nigga a wishing well. Give him a wishing coin. Give him whatever the fuck he can find to wish whatever he wants back. But don't use the source of the universe as the thing that's gonna like just only bring your daughter back and have no other effect. That's crazy. That's all I was saying. I don't know why y'all didn't like how y'all got on.
Well, because it's just the way you made it sound. You sound like you're dissatisfied with how there wasn't anything extra but just his daughter coming back. That was my impression.
Well, I was. And y'all said y'all just couldn't understand why I expected something extra to happen. So I explained it. But I wasn't arguing. I wasn't looking for anything extra.
And then I explained why as well. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's just what they gave us.
I guess the way I saw it was a specific request, specific enough for it to not be vague. And
that's really all it is. It's really plain. Like, unfortunately, they tried to explain it like they give the idea of it would be a deep thing, but it's not.
Like if he said, I want my daughter back, and he got an adopted daughter, and then the eternity says, this is your daughter now, because you never specified who exactly wanted back, versus saying, I want my daughter love back.
That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying. I don't understand how y'all don't get what I'm saying. I don't understand. I don't know how to make it any clearer.
Man.
That wasn't what I was saying, bro. I get what y'all are saying. I do get what y'all are saying. That's just not what I was saying. You just
don't like how they worded the will of the universe?
I don't like that they gave us an entire explanation for the will of the universe, then said that's where he made it to. And then it says it's supposed to take in your will, and it said they would take your will and it would imbue that onto the universe. So if your will was, I want to kill all the gods, it would do that and then continue to spread your will of evil or whatever you want across the universe. That's what I would expect. So if you do something good or whatever, love, it should do something. There should be some sort of over effect from that. Just because it was good doesn't mean that nothing should happen. It shouldn't just be, oh, if it's bad, then it gets really, really bad. But if it was good, then, oh, he just gets his daughter back and that's cool. That's all I was saying. And all I was saying, I wasn't asking for an explanation. I wasn't asking for feedback. I wasn't asking for pushback. All I was saying was that point was what was dissatisfying to me. That thing, that whole wrap up didn't make any sense. And I didn't like that it just ends there and then we just go back home and that's just the end of it. Like, to me, it just didn't make any sense. Because what he was trying to do originally would have had humongous ramifications because he was going to do it using the source of the universe.
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So us trying to break down what you were saying, not even trying to make you satisfied. I'm literally just saying this is what happened. Okay. Literally, all right. I'm gonna just stop it there. Then I'm done. It's fine. We're gonna keep it there. I'm just gonna keep it there, bro.
I understand that. I don't understand.
No, I'm not even saying that. I get it.
No, I get it. What I'm saying is confusing. It's fine.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Personally, I don't understand.
And you were saying before, I didn't ask for any explanation from y'all. And I'm like, all right, well.
But I'm not saying that. Like, okay, let's be. I don't want anybody to get offended here, right? Like, I'm not saying offended. That I didn't want your. Like, I don't want to hear your opinions, right? What I'm saying is, I was just making a statement. Then y'all replied to my statement with confusion. So I tried to clear it up. That clearly did not work. And then we went into this whole thing, but that didn't come. I wasn't asking a question. All I was saying is I wasn't asking a question. Like, I wasn't posing a question. I was just making a statement about how I felt about what I saw. That was it. Oh, and then we got into the explanation of it. That's it. I wasn't saying
my explanation was also my statement. That's all I was saying too. I wasn't trying to change your mind fully or anything. I was just saying, well, this is how I feel about it. And then I explained it further. And that's all it is. Sorry, I dragged it on. Apologize.
It's all good.
Sorry, listeners as well, and viewers.
When we're cutting, I'm gonna figure out where we're cutting this out. Some of this is getting cut.
No, keep it all in.
If y'all want to, I can leave it all in.
Keep it all in.
All right, we'll leave it in.
Unless they say in the comments, why didn't you cut this?
Fair.
Looking at you, comments.
Exactly, because they ain't gonna comment. They're not gonna comment. I dare them to comment.
Yeah. Nobody's bold enough to do it.
Yep.
Well, Patrice might if she gets this far. But other than that, I don't expect anybody else to do it. But anyways, cool. Well, if y'all are in the comments, go ahead and let us know who you agree with, if I made any sense, or if I was just jabbering around, or what you give it. What was y'all scores? You know, if you on the upper side, the lower side, however you decide. Hop in there, tell us y'all thoughts. Tell us if y'all thought it made any sense. Favorite parts of the movies, bad parts of movies, all that jazz, man. Appreciate y'all for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, enjoy. Been Twiggy Nerds, but there's 3 of us. Peace.
Yeah. I have not eaten my apple pie from McDonald's.
That shit gonna be nasty when you warm it up too.
Yeah, but I paid.